Hello everybody, I am going to make cranberry butter in the Crockpot. I've never made cranberry butter before. I've made cranberry jelly, cranberry jam, all the cranberry stuff. I think I even made cranberry cookies, but never butter. I saw this on a video the other day and it looked absolutely delicious. So I thought I would give it a try. If you know, cranberries, I think you can buy cranberries all year round. Maybe like in the frozen food section, but when they're fresh, it's definitely seasonal. They just started popping up at the stores a couple weeks ago. Right now it's like the middle of November. Every store price is different. I don't like to pay too much for them. So this small bag I got for 99 cents at Aldi, which I thought was the best deal because like the same bag was like $2 or $3 at Walmart. And then we went to Sam's Club today. This 2-pound bag was $3.99. So I think that's a good deal too. So I bought a couple of bags of these. So the original recipe was 24 ounces of cranberries, which I don't even know what bag that would be. And 1 cup brown sugar, 1 cinnamon stick, 1 cup apple cider. I'm using apple juice because that's what I have on hand because I made pumpkin butter yesterday that needed apple juice. The difference between apple juice and apple cider is like the spices in it. But we'll try it out. If I need to add some pumpkin pie spice to give it flavor, I will, but otherwise I think this is going to be just fine. I happen to have a bunch of cinnamon sticks because I did a craft project with cinnamon sticks a couple years ago. I bought it in bulk and this is what I have left. And if you watch my pumpkin butter video, it was like 5 hours on low. This one actually is calling for 4 hours on high, so I turned my crock pot onto high, and I am doubling the recipe. I'm going to do this 2-pound bag plus this little bag, which is, I think it's like 4 ounces off, but I don't care, close enough. First things first is we're going to rinse the cranberries and pick through them because there's always a couple bad cranberries in a bag. I have never got a perfect bag of cranberries, so definitely sort through them and pull out any questionable looking ones. So let me clean them first real quick. I always like to credit people when I use their recipe. I didn't write it down on my card, but I do have it saved on my phone. So when I upload this to YouTube, under the description down below, I will have a link and the person's name that I got it from. Just because, you know, I realize a lot of these recipes, there's like tons of versions on the internet, but I like to mention the first person I saw it from. All right, change of plans. I was originally going to double the recipe, but the 2-pound bag is already making my crock pot pretty full. These, once they get warm, they're going to be popping everywhere. So I'm not quite doubling it. I'm going to have to make adjustments because this is 32 ounces of cranberries. And I will have to say, I did not find a bad one in the bunch. This is Ocean Spray. I guess I always get this generic one from Aldi and Walmart, and there's always bad ones. But this Ocean Spray, so good. Not a single bad one in the bunch. So I'm going to oh my God, my recipe card wet. I'm going to readjust these measurements and add brown sugar, cinnamon stick, and apple cider. I put in 1 1/3 cup of apple juice and then 1 1/3 cup of brown sugar, and I am going to put in 3 cinnamon sticks. We're going to pull these out later. We're not going to puree them with it in it, and these still smell very strong on cinnamon, but I just want to make sure it gets a good cinnamon flavor. So we will put the 3 sticks in for now, and again, they're going to be fished out later. So I'm going to mix all this together, put the lid on it, and on high for 2 hours, and then after 2 hours, all the cranberries should be popped. We're going to puree it and then strain out the skins and seeds and stuff. Is there seeds in cranberries? Well, anyway, we're going to strain it out so it's a smooth puree, and then we're going to put it back in the crock pot and cook it for another 2 hours. It has been 2 hours, so now we are going to put the mixture minus the cinnamon sticks. We're going to put it in a blender and then pour it into my sieve strainer, I think that's what it's called, and then put the puree back into the crock pot when we're done. This is the first batch pureed, and it looks good, but we want it thicker than this. And this is messy. I'm really trying not to make a mess, but I'm getting liquid everywhere. Look how good that looks after it's been strained. There is some, like, you know, skin and stuff sticking to the strainer. So we're gonna put this back in the crock pot. I will have to say, this is the messiest recipe. I put the 3 cinnamon sticks back in here. Look at this mess. I am glad I strained it, because this is gonna be a super, super smooth butter. So now we're gonna cook it on high. Let me scrape down the sides, because with it being high, it's definitely cooking fast. Okay. I already taste tested it to make sure I didn't need to add more sugar. You know, if you know anything about cranberries, they can be tart. You want it to be tart, a little tart, not too tart. It's perfect amount of tartness. And now we just want it to get thicker. And then this part, I think they said leave it a little vented. All right, let's put this for another hour and come back. All right, that 2 pounds of cranberries made 2 pint jars, and then just a little bit extra that I put in this bowl. So one is for me and my husband, and then one I'm gonna give to my sister tomorrow. It's really, really good. I'm very happy with how this turned out. I definitely think I'll cook cranberries in the crock pot. It's a lot easier than worrying about them on the stove. It didn't stick at all. It cooked down perfectly. So that's my new favorite way of cooking cranberries, is in the crock pot. I'm not for sure if I mentioned, but cranberry sauce can be water bath canned. I have videos where I've done it in the past. This year, I'm just making them for the fridge. I'm not making extras. I just don't, maybe I will come December when cranberries go on sale, but for right now, I'm just making enough for Thanksgiving.